Welcome to ANTONBLAST, an action-packed retro platformer filled with chaos, booze, and explosions. Developed and published by Summitsphere, ANTONBLAST follows Dynamite Anton, a destruction worker on a quest to retrieve his antique spirits collection from Satan and his army of moles. Joined by his deranged co-worker Annie, Anton sets out to destroy everything on his journey to heck. I've been wanting to talk about ANTONBLAST for a while, but the first demo was too short for a video of its own. I was intending to put it in a 2-in-1 review video alongside another small game like Tagline, but fortunately, a new demo released while I was on vacation. Compared to the first demo, the Dynamite demo contains a polished up Boiler City, a new level called Cinnamon Springs to crash through, and a new playable character, Annie. The controls and physics were also reworked slightly, and a new mechanic, the clutch boost, was added. We'll talk about all of that in due time, however. Let's start going in depth on what this demo contains, starting with our first level, Boiler City. Welcome to Anton and Annie's hometown, Boiler City. This bustling city is filled to the brim with crates, girders, wrecking balls, and explosives, all of which Anton has to bust through to reach his stolen spirit. Boiler City is the first level on Anton's journey, acting as the tutorial level. The first few areas teach you Anton's basic moves, like jumping, crouching, sliding, and the like. However, the main tool you pick up is the clutch and hammer bounce. Anton wields a mighty hammer that he uses to bash enemies, crates, and whatever gets in his way. Your main way of attacking is the clutch, where Anton charges forwards with his hammer behind him and swings it at any enemy or brick wall he touches. During a clutch, if you press the button again right before you hit an enemy, you'll slam right through him without bouncing back. That ain't the end of the clutch's utility though, as it serves two more uses. In the right corner of the screen, there's a meter that fills up when using the clutch. Pressing the button again when the meter is red restarts the clutch and gives Anton a small speed boost. Chaining these clutch boosts allows you to build up tremendous speed, and that speed can be preserved with the hammer bounce. Press clutch in midair to start spinning, and upon hitting the ground, Anton will bounce back up higher than before. Multiple bounces can be chained by pressing clutch right before landing, and any speed you had from the clutch boost will be preserved during a hammer bounce. After the tutorial, you enter the level proper. Since Boiler City is the first level, it obviously isn't very challenging. You're introduced to these springs that will launch you into the background, allowing you to bypass certain obstacles, enter new areas, and cause havoc on a whole new plane. Soon enough, you'll learn to roll down steep hills, and immediately after you'll find that switches will destroy certain marked blocks. Soon after, you'll find a sewer pipe to enter via hammer slam. This is the first level after all. There's a lot the game needs to teach you before you play the much harder Cinnamon Springs. The rest of the stage takes place in the sewers of Boiler City, where you'll activate more switches and destroy even more crates. You can even find a secret room down there, referencing Wario Land VB, the Wario Land game exclusively for the Virtual Boy, which also had the background-foreground gimmick this game has. Eventually, you'll find your lost spirit and hop into a cannon. You'll be launched through all the floors of a building, and you'll soon learn that time to get the hell out of here. That switch was a detonator that activates a timer. If that timer hits 0, this entire level explodes with you inside it. You'll now have to make a mad dash back to Brulo's elevator, running through new rooms and hazards along the way. Partway through, you'll find the blimp, piloted by 3 of Satan's moles. At first, they only appear in the foreground while you're in the background, but a few rooms later, you'll be running away from them through a tricky platforming section. To be honest, this section is the worst part of the level, as it's far too difficult for the average player to complete on their first try, especially for a section in the first level. And all you get from it is one of the 3 collectible vinyls in the stage. Every stage has 3 vinyls hidden somewhere, usually behind a wall or alternate passage. The first one is hidden back in Anton's apartment. This vinyl, however, is much harder to reach than the others, thanks to the crates you have to bounce off of and the giant blimp chasing you down. If you fall down, you'll have to make the walk of shame through a lower area. In the next room, you can even see the vinyl you failed to collect taunting you. Afterwards, you'll reconnect with the first half of the level, though if you go back into the sewers, you'll be able to find the third vinyl hidden in a hole. After that, it's just a mad dash to the elevator. Reaching it ends the level automatically, and that concludes Boiler City. A great first level, with a strangely difficult platforming segment. Before we head into the next level, there's another character we can play as, Annie. Let's choose her this time. Welcome to the blistering heat of Cinnamon Springs, a tough level set in the middle of Anton's journey. Since this level is in the middle of the game, it's much harder than Boiler City. Though just because this is a mid-game level, doesn't mean we won't be introduced to a lot of new gimmicks and mechanics. Let me quickly run through everything introduced in Cinnamon Springs. There's lava that hurts you on contact and flings you upwards, seesaw platforms that lean to whatever side you're on, totems that fall from the background to crush you and can be used as platforms, wobble drops which bounce you up in an arc when hit, geysers that push you upwards and can be used as platforms, a small tornado that will turn you into Tornado Anton, making you move forwards automatically, bouncing off of walls and destroying everything in your path, slides that you're forced to ride on until it ends, timed platforms that can be used for a few seconds, along with platforms that rotate around a central point without disappearing, totem heads that will launch spitballs at you that can be bounced on, wooden poles that will fling you forwards. That is 11 gimmicks and mechanics introduced in this level alone. That is an absurd amount of unique elements for one level, but what's even more absurd is how well they're used here. The game does a great job introducing you to what each mechanic does, allowing you to get comfortable with how it works before throwing a harder challenge your way. A good example is the seesaw platforms. You first see them over a pool of water that doesn't harm you, so while you can walk past, you can also jump up on the platforms. When you do land up there, you realize the platform is tilting, and you instinctively move to the middle so it stops tilting. You just learned how they work, and are ready to use them to avoid lava, and that prepares you for jumping across multiple seesaw platforms later on in the same room. This level uses all of the mechanics introduced to create tough and interesting platform challenges. You'll find temporary platforms over slides that will send you back, geysers over pools of lava, and wobble drops that fling you into cannons or wooden poles. Speaking of cannons, after being forced into one by a slide, you'll be launched up into the second half of the level, featuring buildings inspired by Chinese architecture, more tough platforming, and cinnamon falling from the sky as decoration. Now, as for the vinyls hidden in the stage, the first is found in the room Wobble Dropped on your head, by taking a left after the cannon and bouncing up a few more wobble drops. The second can be found in the room Asinine Aqueduct, accessible by jumping through a small hole in Cinnamon Spin. You have to jump off the first slide onto a piece of ground, then jump again to grab the vinyl. The last is hidden behind two secrets in two connected rooms. At the top of Cinnamon Closet, you can jump through a secret wall after hitting the spade switch. In this room are small balls that you can pick up and throw. Throwing one at the nitro crates in the bottom left corner of the room grants you access to a hidden sewer pipe. This leads you into Crimson Cave Dive, another Virtual Boy room with a tricky platforming challenge of geysers over lava. At the end of it is the vinyl. Also, the room with the balls is a reference to the last game Anton was in, Anton Ball. This specifically references the punch ball mode in Anton Ball Deluxe, where you pick up a ball and throw it at enemies to knock them over. After finally climbing up the tallest mountain in Cinnamon Springs, you're forced onto a series of slides that forces you onto a series of wooden poles that flings you back to the foreground, directly on the detonator. It's that time again, let's get out of here. This escape follows the main path at first, but soon you're forced onto an emergency exit that'll send you into a pit of cinnamon-covered pippos. You'll reconnect with the main path for a bit before heading down another side path, this time giving you a good view of the level crumbling in the background. You'll launch out of a cannon into your missing spirit, and you'll get back on the main path home. There's a secret room you can enter if you think you have the time, but it'd be best for you to get to the elevator as fast as possible. Well, that was Cinnamon Springs, a tough level that throws a lot at you without overwhelming you. It is really well designed, and I hope many of the other levels are designed similarly to this. Alright, into the elevator. And that was ANTONBLAST. It's an amazing 2D platformer that is designed to emphasize exploring the level and destroying everything in it. It's very cathartic to destroy crates or to smash into enemies and watch them explode upon hitting a wall. It's not just the gameplay that's good. This game looks like it came from the Game Boy Advance. It absolutely nails what a GBA game looks like, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gets it running on an actual GBA. The music is also amazing. Tony Grayson, the creator of Anton, composed the game's soundtrack, and it is insanely well made. It's all very energetic and jazzy, and the songs for Boiler City and Cinnamon Springs, those being Dynamite Man and Turnin' Up the Heat, both fit the level perfectly. I cannot wait to see what's in store for ANTONBLAST. That's all for me. I'll catch you all next time. In my next review, we'll be revisiting a game I talked about during Steam Next Fest, and giving its protagonists some more time in the spotlight. See you then!